Hello, I'm Dallas.
Hi, I'm Gabby.
I'm Colin.
This is the Creative Differences Podcast, and today we're talking about The Lion King.
So this episode's basically just for Dallas, just so everybody knows.
More specifically, this is the first episode in our Throwback Thursday series, where we're talking about the original Lion King that came out in 1994.
Yep,
The Lion
one
King.
that came out
And
in our
pretty soon we will
childhood.
have an episode on the remake, which is coming out soon. So
Yep.
look out for that too.
Yes, Colin gives you the information. I just yell Lion King over and over again.
Yeah, that's not going to work.
Lion
This is going to be a
King.
long 30 minutes if you're just screaming Lion
Lion
King.
The Lion King.
Okay.
All right, so we have all hopefully watched the movie recently.
Yeah, I mean...
I literally finished it an hour ago.
Oh, good.
Oh, okay, that's really
It
recent.
is
Yeah.
fresh in
Just
my
had to
mind.
one-up us. Okay.
Beautiful.
I think that's a new theme with Gabby. She watches the movie an hour before we do
Also
this.
talks in third person. That's going to be weird.
Yep.
Colin and I invited Gabby to watch it with us a few days ago. She was like, nah.
I am on day shift right now. I was curled into a ball trying to sleep.
That's fair, I guess. We were all, 2 when the movie came out?
We
Yeah.
were 2 years old, yeah.
All right.
1994.
Also, I think it came out in like June, so I
Or
was not
one.
yet 2.
Yeah.
Oh, no, you weren't. Yeah.
You and I were
weren't
both
even,
one.
you weren't
Yes,
even
Gabby
two.
is old, so she was 2.
I am older than everybody, but not by that much.
No, not by a lot. Anyway, so none of us remember when we first saw it, I'm guessing.
No.
Nope.
I do not remember my first time seeing it.
But that doesn't matter because it's a magical experience for
Yep.
me specifically.
Every time.
Because this is my favorite movie ever made.
And I see why. I hadn't seen it since I was a kid. And
Really?
I was like, oh my God.
Oh, yeah, definitely
I
haven't
was
seen it since I was a
emotional.
kid.
I watch this movie like twice a year, at least.
Yeah, no, I don't have it. So.
Well, yeah, talk about it since you haven't seen it since you were a child.
Oh my God, it's beautiful. Also, because I hadn't seen it in so long, I did not understand the comparisons between The Lion King and Black Panther with the ancestral plane. And then from the there was a shot where Rafiki's holding Simba, and then they pan around it.
Right.
The music behind that, I was like, this is just cartoons, but that pan and the music, and I was like,
Why
tearing
you gotta
up.
denigrate cartoons like that?
It
Like
was just
oh,
like-
these are just cartoons. They can't
What
have
I'm
epic
saying,
moments. They can't tug at the heartstrings. This just in. Gabby hates cartoons.
What?
She
Colin,
thinks
why are you
animation is an
being such a
inferior art
hater?
form.
No,
Goodness,
I'm
Colin.
just saying it was the cartoon.
Gabby just hates
like-
things. That's
oh
who
my
Gabby
God,
is.
Colin.
Oh, let's talk about what music we like. Nah, fuck that. Fuck that. That's Gabby.
Why are you
She just
being
hates.
so mean right now? Why are you attacking?
Goodness gracious, Colin.
Okay, But anyway, the music was amazing, and I was like, oh, I completely understand the comparisons between this and Black Panther now, and wow, it was really good.
I mean, I feel you. Like, when we were watching it, every time I watch it, I notice something different. But, like, I also noticed that pan shot, and I was like, wow.
They
Like-
didn't need to do
like
that,
there's-
but they did. Also,
Like,
this
it's
whole
a
movie,
whole camera.
this whole movie was just like, they didn't need to go this hard, and they did, and I love it. Like, I just love it. It was supposed to be like a movie for children.
And it was supposed to be, like, the movie they didn't care about.
Yeah.
Like, these are all the second stringers
Yeah.
making the movie because they were focused on, I can't remember what movie it was. But there was another movie coming out, and they put, apparently, I don't know if this is, like, substantiated, but they put all of the, like, top-tier people
Yeah, on
the
that
other
one.
movie. And they're like, all right, fine, Lion
And
King,
this is
y'all
the
do
B
this.
string.
Y'all make the one about the African animals. And they're like, oh, okay.
And they were like,
gonna
you know
see.
what? You know what?
Yeah.
And they didn't need to do that, and they did,
went
and
off.
it was gorgeous. For some reason when I was a kid, I was just like, it's a movie about lions, and it was like one of the 2 movies my grandma had. She had Lion King and she had Beauty and the Beast, and I thought that I had seen this movie enough times, but no.
That's what it was.
Ooh.
Pocahontas.
Pocahontas, which was also
Ooh.
one of my favorite movies in the world. I think because I thought Pocahontas was Latina, and I was obsessed with her.
All right,
Me and
she's
all my
brown. You're
cousins.
brown.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she
like,
got long
and
hair.
she had really long dark hair, like I did when I was a kid, and like it was me and my cousins were all Pocahontas for Halloween that year.
I can see it. Oh, man, there's so many things about this movie that I love. Let's get all up in it. Colin, you're mouthing things. They can't see you. This is
Good.
an audio podcast. Okay.
How do you feel, Colin?
Yeah, because I know I love this movie, and now I know Gabby loves this movie. I didn't know how you felt about it.
Well,
So,
I
like,
love it today. Like starting today, I didn't know I loved it either. And
I
then
know,
I watched
like-
it again. I was
yeah.
like, oh my goodness
I
gracious!
know you love it now. Let's get into the story. The story that is...
Hamlet with lions.
Okay, cool. So I've never read or watched Hamlet.
See, I feel like that's
Okay,
not a
so-
fair comparison because Hamlet goes buck wild at the end,
Oh,
and Lion
yeah,
King does not.
Hamlet gets wild. It has the very basic story.
Also,
which
I feel
is-
like the ghost in Hamlet is a lot more intrusive.
Oh yeah, he is.
In a way
Mufasa
that
came in for 2 seconds and was like, just repeat the same line, and then was like, bye. But no, the ghost in Hamlet. But basically,
also, I don't think Mufasa tells Simba to kill Scar. I'm pretty sure.
No, he doesn't. He's just
Hamlet's dad, whose name I can't
are.
remember, is like, yo,
OG Hamlet,
you should probably
Shakespeare Hamlet.
Big Daddy
do
Hamlet.
something.
Yeah. I'll say. So basically, Hamlet is about a prince.
Right.
His father was the king, and his father died, and so now his mother is married to his uncle, and his uncle's the king.
Right.
And so then the ghost of his father comes in and tells Hamlet, "Hey, you should kill your uncle because he killed me." And
I like
then
how
you'll be the
casually
king."
you said that. Like, hey,
Hey.
just so as you know.
No, I know, but
Murder.
I'm trying to be basic here, which
Got
is
it.
like you can see how it's loosely the Lion King.
Okay.
From that,
Got it.
especially the ghost of the father bit and the uncle being the king now, and
Okay.
him being the murderer. Yeah, and then Hamlet goes off the rails because
Shakespeare.
Shakespeare, but mostly because Hamlet's like a tragedy and he goes crazy, and whereas like the Lion King is like a redemption story, right?
So, Colin, what do you think about The Lion King?
And this was one of those movies that, like, if you had asked me, I would have said, yeah, I like it. Even though I remember nothing about it. Like, it's, you know, I saw it when I was a kid and I liked it then. And watching it again, like, I think my problem was I liked the movie, but I couldn't stop thinking of it as there's going to be another version of this in a bit. And I don't understand what they're going to do to make that version worth watching. Because this version, the original, is great.
It's a
and
masterpiece.
It's beautiful.
Yeah,
And
that's
it's
true.
like, why are you trying to reinterpret this? You already got it right the first time. Like,
You got it perfect
Lion
the
King is
first
one of
time.
those movies that, like, I feel like if you ask people, they'd be hard pressed to come up with something to fix. Like, I don't know. You know, it's fine. Like, there's nothing about it that I feel like is glaringly like, ooh, that doesn't last, or ooh, you could have done that better.
it's,
Like,
like,
maybe,
beautiful.
I don't know.
Well, when I was watching, I was like, this is perfect. You know what I wish they had done instead of... We'll talk about it more once we get to the franchise, like the thing.
future such.
The future. But what I thought is I was like, you know what would have been good is like if they had just redubbed it with the cast that they chose now. Like, you know?
But
Like,
then
have
that feels like if you're that, like, on the...
Like, if you're going to do all that work, you might as well redo the whole thing. But what I'm saying is, like, the movie was already perfect, but, like, these new voices are, like, amazing. And
Yeah.
it's, like, you know what? Just who cares about, like, being photorealistic? Let's just keep the same cartoon. Beyonce's Nala now. Donald Glover's Simba. Like, just do that. I think that's the way to, like, quote-unquote improve it, or at least, like, do something different with it that still is, like... Because the movie itself is perfect, but I do like the new casting. So,
I agree. This movie is perfect.
but we're not. Yeah, we weren't.
But,
talking
like,
about
you
the
know,
new one yet. So story.
Beyond that, it's just so good.
Yeah, and also okay, I was like, wow, this movie's only 90 minutes. And then as I was watching, I was like, wow, this plot is progressing. I was like, they used to just like really bang, like you get from point A to point B to point C really quick with these movies. They didn't like. You know, we're only going to be there for 90 minutes, which I was amazed by. And then I was like, no wonder as a child I was completely enraptured by this because it's really only an hour and a half and I was little.
Yeah, you don't get a lot of time to just chill. It's like, oh, he wants to be king. Oh my God, he almost got eaten by these hyenas. And oh, his dad's dead. Oh my God.
Yeah, and
Everything
like,
is
oh
terrible.
wow, he went back so quickly. I expected
Right.
another scene or two.
Yeah.
But no, like, and it also strikes me how much we've been conditioned to just have things dragged out a little bit longer nowadays with films.
I mean, yeah,
But-
we're adults now.
Yeah.
Now
but,
we have to deal with that. You know, if you can do this in 90 minutes, do it in 90 minutes.
Yeah.
Make it beautiful. I want to talk about the characters because Simba is like my favorite fictional character ever. Despite the fact that in the beginning he's like, you know,
A child.
kind of a petulant little brat.
I
But
don't think he's a brat.
He's
I
lovable.
think he's just excited about his future, is what I
He
see
is
that.
excited about his future. He also has this like arrogance to him that I guess royal kids have.
Well, I mean, he's being brought up to be a certain way.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
So there's like a certain. He has to be, you know, he has to
He's
think of
being
himself
brought
that
up,
way.
like,
You're the
with
king.
people bowing to him already. So it's like,
Yeah, I mean,
that
there's
It's
makes
not his
arrogance.
fault
Yeah.
that he's
No,
arrogant.
yeah.
He just is.
Yes.
But, you know, gets the rug pulled out from under him in the form of, oh, like, his dad dies. Like, you know.
and then he gets
And he
fought
almost
for it.
dies.
Yeah, like, as far as, you know, getting your comeuppance goes, he definitely, like,
Yeah,
gets
He
knocked
learns.
down several pegs very
He
quickly.
learns.
exactly.
But like, I don't know. I love because like even with that, his whole like kind of arrogance is what gives us that first song. I just can't wait to be king.
Yeah.
And like that song slaps.
Oh, that's
like,
a
that is
great
probably my
song.
favorite Disney song ever. And it's just
Yeah.
like,
That was my favorite
I'm
part
gonna
of
be
the
the
movie.
king. You can't tell me nothing. Ha 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 ha. Suck it, Zazu.
And
it's
also
like,
it was so colorful.
I feel it. Yeah. And that's like one of the most beautiful parts of the movie.
Yeah.
And it's just like, yeah, go Simba. I can't even be mad at you.
No, he's like, yeah, you're in
Because the
charge.
thing is, he's not wrong.
Yeah.
Like,
And Zazu's just a hater.
also
Yeah.
that.
Like that whole song is Zazu being a hater.
Yep.
In
love
fairness,
Zazu.
like they're trying to go do something stupid and get themselves killed. But
Yeah.
like, you know, Zazu's just a hater.
Yeah. Timon and Pumbaa were my favorites growing up.
That makes sense.
As soon as they came in, I was like, the movie's fun now. Like before that, I was like, this is really serious and I'm too young to handle this. But like, and then I was like already crying. Like,
It is a
and-
quick tonal shift
Oh,
from
yes.
your dad's dead and you have to leave and never come back.
But they
to,
handled
like,
it quick.
to
They
Bowling for
handled
Buzzards.
it well
Yeah.
and quickly. Like,
Yeah.
I was like, wow, Timon and Pumbaa are already here. This is so fast.
They're like, oh, the kids are crying. We need to
Yeah.
give them the warthog.
No, not the kids, their mom, and now they're getting worried.
Everyone is
Excuse
crying.
you. Give him the electric eel. That's a
Alan-
reference to something that doesn't matter.
Yeah, no one's gonna know what that is. And the meerkat. Also,
yeah.
Timon is like so. I don't know. Like he's a character that I should be annoyed by,
Really?
but I'm not.
I love him.
Yeah, but like he's just like he's not nice.
No, he's not.
Very self-centered,
Yeah.
but you just can't. Like, I
He's
can't
so
help but like him.
charming.
I
Is
like
that
everyone
Billy
in this
Crystal,
movie.
by the way?
That's Nathan Lane.
Ah, it was Nathan Lane.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, Billy Crystal.
I mean, I think part of it is that he might be looking out for himself, but he will look out for other people too if that serves him. So it's like he could have just abandoned Simba, but once he came up with the having Simba could be useful,
Well,
he's
he-
like, well,
I
I
mean,
am gonna try to make
did
him
he come up
survive
with it, or
and
did
like
Pumbaa?
help him out. So
Well,
he's
that's
not
the
a
thing.
total dick.
I mean, he is because
Yeah.
like that's a completely selfish motivation.
It is, but he's still making the effort. He still has to put in some effort. He could have just said, Pumbaa, you do it, and I'm just gonna
That's
be over
true,
here.
but between the two of them. Also,
They kind of co-parent
They're
him when he
another-
could very easily just let Pumbaa do
yeah.
it.
Also, Timon and Pumbaa are more like Shakespeare-y bits because there's always kind of a silly character in Shakespeare. It just reminds me of that. I just want to mention that because I'm a nerd. I just wanted to throw that in there. Sorry,
Yeah, do your thing. Throw it in.
but it's already it's thrown.
It's thrown. It is thrown, Colin. Freaking Nala. I can't ever talk about Nala without thinking about the fact that
Beyonce
She
or
is-
the bedroom eyes.
she's the blackest child
Oh, the
and
little
the
girl.
whitest adult woman.
Yes, I know.
She is such a little hood kid when she's a kid. The water hole. I want to go to the water hole. And then she's an adult and she's like, Simba, you have to come home. It's like,
That's true.
whose
I
kid
was like, who
grew up to be that
traded
woman?
Just hanging out with the whites.
you? Yep.
I guess.
No, I noticed that too. I was like, "Who is that? Moira Kelly?" And it was. I was
But,
like,
yeah.
"It's homegirl from what the Cutting Edge," which is one of the whitest movies I've ever seen in my whole life.
Oh, Nala.
Who also was in the movie way less than I remember. Like I
Nala?
remember Nala just being around all the time, and no, she wasn't. She got like 25 lines. She did her job.
She's in the beginning.
Yep.
She dips out, comes back, and then
And then she failed, and I thought in my head for some reason that she was the one that got Simba to go back, but nah. We
Nah.
just got a really great ballad with her, and then she failed at her job, and then Rafiki came in. Also, Rafiki
Rafiki
is amazing.
Oh my God, Rafiki is like the best. The crazy uncle.
Who was also in the movie way less than I remember. But I think it's because those were the big like emotional moments that he was in.
Right. So you kind of
And
spread
so-
them out in the.
Yeah, so I like remember that more.
That's fair.
Than like the little in between bits.
That's fair. That's fair. That's fair. That's fair. So we also talked about how this movie's beautiful and all that fun stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's just like, I guess filmmaking things that I wouldn't notice when I was younger.
Ooh, tell us, because I'm not.
Well, it's like the one you
trained
brought up
in that.
earlier when they were talking. Like, well, you noticed it when they
Oh, the
pan around
pan?
them, and I'm
Yeah.
like, this is animated. Like, they're not holding a camera.
like,
but
they
they're
drew
using
that.
camera movements
Yeah.
with this drawing, and it's like, wow. I never would have noticed that as a kid because I didn't care.
No.
I was like, that
I
is
was
an
like, this
amazing
is
shot.
cool. Yeah.
And like, yeah, some of like, because even the stuff that's not super colorful,
Yes.
like when they go to the elephant graveyard,
Yeah.
and the hyenas like come out, I'm like, that is amazing,
Yeah.
and kind of horrifying.
Yep.
But like, that's such a dope shot.
Yeah. I used to be really afraid of that as a child. I would stop watching the movie at that
that's
point.
fair.
I would be
It's
like,
scary.
it's time for Gabby to go in the corner and pretend like she's playing house. Oh, okay, we're out of there. We're done.
Yeah, it's just, it's so beautiful.
Yep. And also, I noticed that a lot of the backgrounds are painted. which I know was like an old Disney thing that they used to do, is they used to paint the background and then animate over it. But it was just like, because these painting, because I think they went to like Africa and really like would draw out like the actual floral and fauna of the area. So I'm just like, it just feels like it goes on forever. And there's like a lot of depth to the backgrounds that I don't normally notice in Disney movies. I think the only other one that I felt the same kind of depth was like Bambi.
Bambi.
But it's different because the fauna is different, right? Mm. So, or the flora and the flora, not the fauna.
The plants
fauna
and animals.
is the animals.
Yeah. You can just say plants and animals if you want.
Yes, I'm sorry, but I noticed that too, and I dug it. And
Colin, what do you think about the visuals and the such?
Yeah.
Colors and the prettiness.
That's the thing, is that's one of the fun things about animation, is that things don't have to make sense. So like Just Can't Wait to Be King has a lot of colors that are not real colors. It's just like animals are not the color they're supposed to be. But you know what? That's fine because it's pretty and it looks exciting and it works with the song because the song is exciting. And it's like that. It's just fun. Like so much of this movie is like, you could have just made this look like it might have looked like when they're in the desert, when Timon and Pumbaa find Simba. It basically just looks like it might look, and that's fine. But then, you know, when you're doing Be Prepared, everything is like green. There's the green fire that, like, why is that there? I don't know, because it's cool. Like, there's just so much in this movie that's like they went the extra mile to make this visually distinct.
Yeah, that B team was mad, but like in a good way.
They are the best.
Yes. Oh, also, we forgot to talk about Scar, and I don't remember Scar being that dramatic and amazing. No, because I was a child. I was like, it's a lion. But
it's a lion.
And I was like, I was watching this and I was like, Scar is the best.
That was the sassiest character
Oh
I've
my
ever seen on
God.
screen.
I loved him so much. And I was like, why? How is he evil? I mean, I saw it in the Be Prepared hips.
What do you mean?
Song.
How is he evil?
I don't know. I got it. Like,
did you miss the
brother,
part where he murdered somebody?
No, I know, but like,
Okay.
but these were thoughts before he, murdered somebody, and then I was like, oh, that's how he's evil. But like before that, he was just like lying around and slinking around,
lying
and I was
around.
like, yes. Oh goodness gracious.
All right.
But he was like, it was, and dude, once again, they didn't need to go this far, but they did, and I love it.
They're amazing. Oh my God. Be Prepared.
Yeah, I wrote in my notes, Scar, I love it, with like 4 T's, and then the drama with like 3 A's.
So how do you pronounce it when it's multiple T's?
Like she said, I love it.
Then the drama.
Scar, the drama.
Oh, I love it.
Speaking of Scar.
Sorry, one more thing about Scar. There was a point where Zazu says that Scar would make a handsome throw rug, and then in Hercules, he's a handsome throw rug.
Yeah.
Just wanted to point that out.
Wait. Yes. Okay, fine. I was going to say, did Hercules come out before, but Hercules came out a year after?
He came out in 1997.
7?
Yeah.
Oh, snap. That was 5.
Yeah, because we went for Eddie's birthday to see Hercules. I remember that.
It's a deep cut reference.
It was like his 4th birthday.
Oh. I also want to talk about Scar's goons, the hyenas.
Ooh,
they are great. Like, oh my God, Shinzi is so amazing.
Is that Whoopi Goldberg?
Yes.
Oh my God.
She is so amazing. Like all her little puns and everything, like stuff that shouldn't work that well works really well. And she's like, make mine a Cub sandwich, and they're just like laughing with her and Cheech. Like, oh my God,
yes,
it's amazing. And shout out to oh my God, I can't remember his name. The guy who plays Ed.
I don't remember his name either. But
I don't either. But he's great. And he sang Be Prepared after Jeremy Irons hurt his voice.
Oh my goodness gracious. Yeah. Oh, that's why it sounds slightly different for a bit there.
I can't notice a difference. The only reason I know is because they say the line that he hurt himself on was "You won't get a sniff without me," because he went all crazy. But he's an old man. Jim Cummings. I knew it was something Cummings, but I didn't know the first name.
Cool.
Jim. Shout out to Jim. You're great. If you're still out there, I don't know where you are.
Does John play Zazu?
No. That's Rowan Atkinson. Surprise. Mr. Bean.
I forget what he sounds like because he never talks. But okay, that's great. Oh my God, this movie! No wonder it's also such a hit because the cast is amazing.
Yeah, the cast is
for
fantastic.
That movie too.
James Earl
Jonathan
Jones,
Taylor Thomas, and
Ferris Bueller.
Yes, as Simba.
Jason Weaver as Simba's singing voice.
Why didn't they? No, because I know why, but that's not the point.
What?
I was like, why didn't they just cast him as Simba's speaking voice? But Jonathan Taylor Thomas was really famous during that point in time.
Got it. Yeah, star power.
Yep.
for this 90-minute movie.
For children. Anyway.
Another movie's not going to be 90 minutes because they're making it again, and it's 2 hours, and it's less colorful and such.
2 hours.
Yeah, the new one is 2 hours.
You were talking about things getting dragged on. Sounds like it might get dragged on.
Yep.
I mean, I feel like this is the kind of thing that, like, people talk about Nala not really doing much or having much to do.
Sure.
And I've heard she has a lot more to do in this one, which makes sense.
Because it's Beyonce. If you're shelling out Beyonce money, you might as well use her.
Yes, fine. It's Beyonce. But also, like, you know, we want to give female characters more agency now.
That's true.
Like they did with Jasmine in Aladdin.
Yeah.
Like, she didn't have a lot more screen time, I don't think, because I think Jasmine was in Aladdin more than Nala was in Lion King originally.
Yeah.
But, like, Nala has to do something this time.
Yeah. We're probably going to have a scene where they're like, Nala, you must leave and find help. And she's like, yes, mother. And then she, like, runs off, and we see her travel, and then we see her.
Probably. She'll get her slow motion run.
Yep.
Dum, 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 dum.
Yep.
Maybe. I don't know. Or, you know, they'll show the sex scene with the sex eyes.
No, let's not do that. Nope. No sex eyes.
Colin, what do you thought on the sex eyes?
No.
I am perfectly fine with it in the original. I don't want to see it in this new version where they don't make
How are
faces.
they going to do that?
Hopefully they won't.
Yeah. 'Cause
Hopefully they won't.
that was the sexiest lion ever for no reason.
I don't think I want to comment on that statement. It's gonna let that one slide.
No.
Actually, no. I feel like the fans would be upset
boy.
if I didn't throw. And I'm gonna say this for the people who feel this way, not me, obviously. Kovu,
Oh,
the lion from Lion King 2, that for some
I
reason
feel this way about
every
Kovu.
girl in our generation has been thirsting over since that movie.
Is that
came
the one
out.
that kind of looks like Scar?
Why did
Yeah, the one that
he-
inexplicably looks like Scar, even though
Yeah.
they say he's not his kid.
It's not his kid. That's why it's cool for him to hook up with his cousin. I mean,
no, he's not his cousin, he's not
but
Scar's kid.
you know what I'm saying. Damn it, I'm in that group, the Kovu group.
I don't know. Demi's
And
nodding
Demi's nodding.
aggressively.
She
Also
gets
in the
it.
Kovu group.
She gets it. No, I don't. They made that lion too good looking. I don't know. It's like who else is? You know what? I was also on the Simba train though. Simba was too good looking a lion to be looking like that.
Colin, question.
Simba now?
Question, Colin. Is Gabby a furry?
No, she's not.
Why are you
'cause I
asking
don't
me?
have a fursona.
You're not really saying a lot. And I feel like
And this is what you want to bring me in on?
I don't have
man.
a fursona, Dallas. I'm not a furry.
not yet. I'm taking this
With
to a
those
place that I
bedroom
regret.
eyes.
Taking this to a place that I regret.
Okay, so do we want to talk about what else do we want to talk about?
I mean, we're still like, what's the comparison of what we're expecting from the new one? Ha da 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 da. So Colin's expecting it to be trash. It sounds like.
Yeah, for the most part. Yeah.
You know what? I thought it was gonna be trash too until I saw the scene with Pumbaa and Timon, like the clip, and I saw that and I was like, you know what? I think I'm gonna be okay. I don't think I'm gonna think it's better than the perfection that is the 1994 film.
I don't think it can be better. I think there are aspects of it that I like more, like Donald Glover.
Yeah.
And-
See, that's why I was like, just like,
Yeah.
why spend the $250 million or whatever they've spent on this? Why not just replace the voices and release a 25th anniversary one or something, and then make
Might be weird for people.
mess of money?
I mean, they're gonna make a mess of money.
No, I know, but like this way, it would have been less of a input from Disney, and then they would have just made so much more profit.
Well, you gotta pretend you're doing something different.
I guess.
Yeah. But I'm still gonna like it because this is my favorite movie. So they're just making my favorite movie again.
Yeah.
It's gonna be less colorful, which is like, all right, fine. I'll trade some colors for Donald Glover.
We'll see. We don't know yet.
I mean, it's gonna be less colorful.
I mean, fine.
It's photorealistic.
Oh, I mean,
Like
okay,
it's supposed to look
true.
like the
Fine.
Savannah. Savannah doesn't look like Lion King.
Fair.
Nothing looks like Lion King in real life.
That's true. It's
I
beautiful.
don't know. Also,
But I
Colin
think,
hates live action like you hate animation, so there's that.
I don't hate animation. I was just like, this.
All right.
They didn't need to do that pan shot, okay? And they did. And I was impressed, okay? It's like Avatar The Last Airbender having these kung fu ass angles. And they didn't need to do that. They didn't need to describe it as like, okay, a wide lens from here to an animator. All they had to do was draw what... They didn't have to go this hard, is all I'm saying. And I was
I
impressed.
feel like you're simplifying.
I don't know. I mean, I get it. Like,
Like-
you're making a cartoon. I wouldn't expect you to have all these like dolly zooms and pans
exactly.
and all that
That's
stuff.
what I'm saying.
So that's
And
why.
also, it's so much work.
Yeah.
A, describing that, and B, then drawing it.
Right, because like you don't have a camera to do it with. You're
Exactly. You have to like draw each panel.
You're making the camera
and
in
this
the
was
drawing.
back when they were drawing each panel.
Yeah.
Like, this was 94. So what I'm saying is I'm impressed. That's all I'm saying.
It's very impressive.
And they didn't have to do that, and they did, and that's all I'm saying. It was the B team. Like, the B team could have just B teamed it, but no, they A teamed it. Like,
They A-teamed it.
Yeah.
Shout out to the animators, one of which went to my church. Yeah, so every time I watch it now, I look for his name in the credits, and I'm like, Ron. Yeah, his name is Ron.
Christy's name in the credits.
Right? Except I know what he did. It's Ron Husband. He is one of the animators on Pumbaa. Yeah, so that adorable little warthog was drawn by a dude who went to my church.
That's awesome.
And like, fun fact, when we were in like the children's church, he would always draw things on the board, like drawing the Bible stories out. And I was like, oh yeah, he could draw because that was his job.
Aww.
He's great. He's a lovely man.
That's amazing.
He also drew the big black dude in Atlantis. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Aw. Everybody wants that to be Terry Crews.
Of
And
course
you know
they
what?
do.
I am down.
That is Terry Crews. Colin, any final thoughts on the
Ball
Lion King?
shot, Colin.
I mean, it's great. I don't know. I feel like I'll have more thoughts once I've seen what they tried to do with the new one.
Fair.
Fair.
But I just like, I guess my thing is like, if you tell me you're remaking The Lion King, I think the argument that people use, or the line I hear a lot is like, bringing this to a new generation. It's like, but the more I think about it, it's like, I was able to watch The Lion King because you, Dallas, have the DVD.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure it will be on Disney Plus like day one because it's Lion King.
Yeah.
So it's like,
They didn't have to do this.
why?
It really is
I don't understand it. I really don't.
It's a profit grab.
Right, but they've got to justify it to the audience. Like,
no, they
they
don't.
well, no,
It's-
but I'm saying like people will ask them, why did you decide to remake this movie? And they can't say we wanted money.
To me, said it's a technical experimentation.
Right, and my response to that is like, so was Avatar, and no one cares about that series anymore. Like, you pushed the
'Cause they
boundaries of
wait
what we
way
can
too
do, and
long
that's
for the
awesome.
sequel.
But I feel like this is going to be an example of the kind of thing where it's like, you did this cool thing, and that's amazing, but the stuff that comes after is going to be what people remember. The stuff that people do with your technology that is better than what you did is what people are going to remember.
Yeah. I think I love these movies because they were like my childhood, and so I feel like a lot of ownership over them. So the fact that Disney's like remaking them and putting them out, and I don't like it. But I mean, I've gone to go see them because I'm curious.
Yeah.
But it just really does feel like just like a money grab. And also, here's the thing: is like some of these movies, like The Little Mermaid, not The Little Mermaid. Some of these movies, like Mulan and Hercules, I went to the theater to see them, and that was my experience with them. But the rest, like The Lion King, Little Mermaid, all those, like I saw those at home, and I was just as obsessed with them. So I feel like they didn't have to remake them. They could have just released them again in the theaters, give them another theatrical run, and they would have A, saved some money, and B, like made hella.
They did that already.
I mean, the thing about
Lion King
re-releasing
made money,
them.
and Beauty and the Beast didn't, which is why they stopped doing it.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Ah, okay, that makes sense. Fine. Then I understand their business perspective, or like I understand their business moves now.
I mean, I just meant your like thoughts on the old one. I didn't.
Oh,
we
the
didn't
old
have
one.
to segue into the new
I mean,
again.
I watched it a lot as a kid, which is
Right.
why I thought that I had seen enough of it. And turns out I was wrong. There's a lot you miss as a child.
Fair.
Two movies my grandma had. She had Beauty and the Beast, and she had Lion King, and we just played those all the
Gotcha.
time. It's great. I love
Yeah,
it.
we had all the Disney VHSs because my mom used to work for Disney.
Oh yeah.
So she'd come up with like this giant box of VHSs. So like every Disney movie, we had it.
Wow.
But Lion King was the one I was always watching
Yeah.
because it's my favorite. So like, yeah, I've been watching this movie all the time since
You were.
1994.
Yes.
Yeah, it's great. I love it. I feel like I could talk about it for hours, but not on mic because you guys don't want to hear that. If you want us to
Rehash
keep
this.
talking about the Lion King, hit us up. Or just hit me up personally. Slide into my Twitter DMs and we can talk about the Lion King some more.
Yeah.
That sounded weird. Colin's looking at me weird. I didn't mean it in a weird way.
I just feel
DMs
like
are not
you
necessary.
could've
You can just at me, right?
Yeah, you could have just said like, hit me up, not like slide into the DMs. That feels like we're talking about the
Ooh,
Lion
girl.
King as a prelude to something you should not be doing.
That's
Yep.
fair. Don't go into my DMs. Just say at a king named Simba, let's talk about the Lion King, and I'll respond.
Oh, he will. If you want us to do any other movies or a specific movie for Throwback Thursdays, you should leave us a review on which sites are we on?
We're on Spotify and Apple Podcasts at the moment. We're also on YouTube, so you can comment on that. You can also tweet us at y'all different.
Yeah.
Y'all
And just,
underscore different. I'm sorry, Twitter. They took all the names. They took all the names.
and then just let us know. And then also leave us a review on any of those sites. And it'll help people find the podcast.
So, in summation, The Lion King is perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. That's the podcast. The Lion King is perfect.
It's been different, y'all.
Yes. You can find us where I said you can find us at y'all different on Twitter, y'all underscore different. And then on Facebook, search for Creative Differences. YouTube, Creative Differences Podcast.
No, it's just great.
Yes, Creative Differences. I lied.
We should write this down.
We'll write it down in descriptions and such.
Yeah.
You can find me on Twitter at a king named Simba because I love the freaking Lion King so much.
You can find me, Gabby, on Instagram at Stegosoria. Soria is spelled Soria.
You can find me on Twitter at Duck McGuck.
He did it.
And you can find our audio engineer, Demi, at...
Oh my gosh, you can find me at Dreamy Films, DREEMI.
Thanks for joining us again. It's been different.
Hakuna Matata.
Hakuna Matata. What a wonderful phrase.